Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about Parshas Zachor now. As we know, it's one of the very few Torah readings that is a chiyuv d'oraisa. We have to go d'oraisa mamish. Absolutely obligated to go, obligated to hear Parshas Zachor, and there's a lot of elements involved in what's a Zachor about, what's Amalek about. Tzaddok asks an interesting question. He says, presumably, it says, when you'll be in the land, when you're going to take over Israel the way it's supposed to be, which we never did. Then you'll have to destroy Amalek. He said, it seems a little bit like, what are we doing this whole time? Like, okay, so Shmuel Navi commanded Shaul to destroy Amalek. That was a very specific time. My father always points out that the Rambam says that Amalek can decide not to be Amalek at any point. We're not going to do anything to them. They say we don't want to be Amalek, that's fine. The matter of fact, the Rambam actually says if they're not warlike, the Rambam is like, no, they have to take on 7 mitzvahs. No way. It doesn't mean just they don't want to kill you. If they want to stay in Eretz Yisrael, they have to take on the 7 mitzvahs. Also, otherwise, it doesn't make sense. They could just stick around here. The kids are, he's like, if they don't, the Rambam though says if they're not going to try to kill you, then you don't have to do anything. It's a machina and again, of course, it's only Hashem would tell us to do such things. We have no way of knowing what and when. It was very apparent the religion was very, very, very strong. I always like to bring from Rabbi Nachman. It really comes out in Ramchal's way as well. That's one of the ways that a person, Jew or non-Jew, who did something good has an internal connection to Hashem. And Rabbi Nachman points out, he says that's only, he explains, he says that's only, so Amalek is only possible. The exception means they never did anything good. Zero sincerity, zero good, which is like, these guys are really religious. They believe everything you do is for, is for their karma or whatever it is. They have all these ideas which are really negative, and it's warlike and who knows what. And they really manage to blow it completely, never do anything good. It's hard to even imagine in a Western society such a thing. People, they want to be good, they know it's important to be good, they have values to be good, they want to be caring, they want to be sensitive. There are all sorts of different things which are, of course, influenced from the Torah, and that's slowly but surely trickling down. People figure out, if you're not a good guy, it's not, people want to be around you, you're not okay, it's not acceptable. People understand that we should be moral, we should be good. Okay, so that's the first thing about Amalek. So Tzaddok says, I don't understand. What's going on with Amalek? We were never really, it doesn't seem to be applicable to mitzvah so much. What's the application? So he said, really the application of Amalek is mostly in us. This concept in us, that we have to destroy this suffix, Amalek is gematria suffix. Amalek means having doubts, doubting yourself, doubting your ability to connect to Hashem in the right way. There's what Nosson explains. That's what's called, for Nachman says, it's called emunas chachamim. A person has to have emunas chachamim. The main thing is emunas chachamim. And emunas chachamim is bitachon, believing in yourself. Believing that what you do makes a difference, and you can influence, and you can do what you're supposed to do, and you can make happen what's supposed to happen. All of these things, it makes a difference. It can happen in a minute. It can happen in a second. And that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing to realize that it matters. You're not more so Nosson. You need to work on your Musach Chamim. And that's like, my Musach Chamim. So if I had very good, he had, he was doing what he was supposed to do. He was respecting people. He understood how he have. Where's this lack of Musach Chamim? So if you have a Musach Chamim, you're going to believe in yourself. Because you understand that what you do is important, because that's what the Chacham are telling us. So if you have a Musach Chamim, you're going to believe in yourself and your ability to really, you can do it. Not here, we're given what we need, and we can do what we need to do to fill our mission in life. So that's the first thing about Amalek. Number one is most of the Tzaddok time is, Tzaddok explains that generally speaking, you're dealing with not just the physical, yes, there are physical nation, the embodiment of this aspect, this negativity, this, Chaim Brisker, I believe, says if someone wants to kill you for being a Jew, he is Amalek. Embodying the desire to kill someone for no real reason, for imagined reasons, is Amalek. That's called Amalek. This is the sort of thing that's Amalek. And it's very, very negative. It's very, very bad. It's very, very serious. It's kind of Nazi, this type of thing. It's like, that's Amalek. That's just very serious. You call someone a Nazi, how is he what is one thing to do that cares that, what does it do with anything? It's Nazi, it's pretty, it's very, very terribly bad. Like, it's horrific. It's terrible. It's maybe he's a regular person. This person is a Nazi. How is he a Nazi? That's the Baki that's called Amalek. This thing is called Amalek. So that's the first thing to deal with. Number one. Number two, it's like said, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I don't remember that the fact that Amalek happened from Torah is not by accident. It happened specifically because that's the way it had to be, because Matan Torah is an aliyah and is always a yerida before every aliyah. Every time you're supposed to go up, you're going to hit circumstances, difficulties from within, from without. There's going to be a challenge, and you have to learn how to weather those challenges. You have to expect them. It's like the map to ascension, spiritual ascension, to upward mobility in spiritual terms. And the only way to get anywhere is to be very strong and to do what you can and break through, to really, really break through, to just break through, to make it happen. That's the only way, though. That's the only way you can do it. Only way you can do it. You should expect it. Like, how you want to have a Torah? Fine. You have a Amalek. That's the way it is. That's the way it always is. So that's another point to be aware of. So it's another thing that Nosson says. You know, people are always talking about going off the Derech, right? So the Kodesh Magid says, Asher Korcha B'Derech, you know, we spoke about this last year, I don't know if you remember, right? The Derech, I'm sure you remember, we were talking about it a lot. So he said, this Derech, he said, you can never go off the Derech. He said, Rabbi Nachman explains, like, really, you know, here's Rabbi Nachman, but it's really, the reason, it's something called the good Derech. A Derech, which is good. You know, Rabbi Nachman says twice Baki, Derech, right? You learn how to be expert in running and returning, and that Hashem is with you no matter what. If things are going well for you, keep moving. Don't sit on your laurels. Keep going. Move forward. And if things are going bad for you, God's right there with you. Strengthen yourself. Right? That's the good derech. But the Kodesh Magid says, don't worry. Our karcha b'derech means that Amalek made you cold on the holy derech. He said, because don't worry. There's a concept, a principle, zel mazeh sodokim, that Hashem made everything paralleling everything else in holiness and unholiness. So there's got to be a negative derech that leads to a negative spiritual experience, right? The opposite, right? Presumably, it's the opposite, exact opposite experience, according to Nachman. When a person's doing well, he feels good, don't do anything, you're done, you did your job, you're finished, you feel completed, right? When you're having a hard time, you feel like irredeemable, you're despairing, like that's the bad derech, right? That's the bad derech. The person is either blithe or he's despairing, or whatever he is, and it's totally not, not real, not good. The fight is about the derech. We're fighting for the derech. We want to be on the right derech. So you can't go off the derech. You want to be on the real derech, the good derech, not the wrong derech. And that's this. Darach means to tread. You don't want to be crushed. That's not the right derech. The right derech is not to crush the impulses to do good things and to move forward. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to be crushed and feel despair. You want to be derech dorech in a place that's always going to bring you close to Hashem. So when it's going well, move forward. When it's going not so well, so focus on being better and working yourself. That's another very, very important concept. And that's this idea, that's what Amalek is the exact opposite. That they went after the weakest of Jewish people who weren't able to hold into another cover. We weren't able to stay there. And those are the people that they targeted. And we have to learn how to strengthen ourselves and do tshuva, not let when things are hard and we're feeling weak, not allow ourselves to be vulnerable to this Bechira of Amalek. And there's many, many levels to this aspect of Amalek. There's many, many levels. And it's not so simple. So you have to know that Parshas Zachor, it's time to remember. You have to remember the next world. Like Amalek is about remembering, like not being too tied into this world. We don't need to be very tied into this world. We can Zachor, right? Parshas Zachor. Remembering the next world. Remember the Tachlis. That's what Nosson says that the Tchelis. The Ari says, the Zohar says, Tchelis destroys all bad. She knows the Machlokes will be Tchelis before Mashiach comes. Won't there? They found it, they didn't find it. A different whole discussion, right? They ask for Yashiv, why did you obligate to wear Tchelis after all? It's something to rice, the Chumah usually, right? If you know it's still rice, it's a Torah commandment. You might have to do it, you might not. So, you not wear Tchelis. So Yashiv said, listen, something to rice the Chumah only means you know that doing this might be the rice, or might not, so you do it. You might be Chai, you might not. But you can't have a possibility that this might completely be totally the wrong substance. He said, the next few years they might find another one, and they did. Well, this is the real one, that's the real one. You can't obligate someone. You don't even know if the thing is relevant. It's not called something to rest. So as the Chumah is, you don't know if you're obligated, so you do it again. Did you bench? You don't know. Okay, if you ate Kedei Severe, you ate enough to satisfy yourself, you have to bench again. Did you say Shema or not, the Raisa? Say it again. You can say the brachas again. Right? You say, because you don't know. the brachas are adjunct in that way to Shema. Fine, very good. But that's the way we come out. That's the way Shulchan Aruch comes out. But Mishmur for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, it's Shulchan Aruch as well. And I don't think there's another day. There's a machlokas whether or not you can be mashlim Kriya Shema, right? Mashlim, that's what it's in machlokas. If you missed one, can you make it up like Shemon Esrei or not?
If you're Mesupuk, if you did Kriyat Shema,
Doraita,
you're Zachiv to do it with the brachas?
You're very tired, right? You don't know if you said the brachas or not. And you don't know if you said Shema or not. You say it again with the brachas. You're very tired. You for sure said Shema. You know if you said the brachas? Don't say anything again. That's the way it comes down. That's the bottom line. And I don't think it's machlokas, although I might make a mistake. I might remember well. If I just remember the bottom line right now, possibly. So anyway, that's you have to understand about Amalek. Amalek is these nefarious forces that wants us to forget the tachlis. Again, tcheles is tachlis, right? Absolute tcheles. It's like you have to understand tcheles. This is supposed to be tcheles. Remember the tachlis. The tachlis. All the stuff. It's not really where it's at. It just looks that way. Reality is something totally different. Reality is how many mitzvahs you do, how much good you do, how much of a good person you are, how much you're achieving your life goal, how much you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's reality. The rest of it is not reality. Now, what people think, very often it's one side or the other. You're doing recognition, maybe people think better of you, but one way or the other way, that's not reality. We think reality is just like, what do you have in your bank account, and what do you have this, and what do you have that. That is not the real reality. The real reality is something totally different.
It's like the Nazis in Mach over Auschwitz said, Albert macht frei. Right? Work will set you free. So the Hishtadlus is what sets you free, not the...
It's like Paro. He said, they're lazy, give them more, let them work harder. Don't give them any straw, don't let them work. So he's like, no. He's like, the Yitzhak doesn't let you think. Nachman says, you keep moving, don't stop. You can't think, you have no issue with das, you don't understand what you're here for. You have to work very hard to understand tchelis, about the tchelis, the tachlis, and that's how you destroy the rock. It's a tachlis. It's a tachlis. This is not who I am, this is not what I'm about, it's not what I want. I want Hashem, I want Kedusha, and it's a big fight, it's a big war, it's a day-by-day war, it's an instant war where you really are inside. Where am I really inside? What do I want? Right? That's what I want. I'm not sure which of Nosson we're going to do today, but bottom line is, because it's a Parshas Tzaddok, so we're talking about also this beginner's Indian of what you want is the most integral part of your bechira is what you want, what you really want, what you're yearning for. What do you want? All of them. Where do you put your thoughts? And that is the fulfillment of your bechira. The Ma'aseh. So Nosson says that's the bechira. It's the menorah, the kohen, the mitzvah of the kohen is to repair the neiros. The mitzvah is not to light the neiros. Anybody could theoretically light the neiros. Now, how do you get to the neiros if you can't go? Can you go where it is? Again, you have a long stick, maybe. There might be ways how to do it is a different question. It's a question, but lighting the neiros is anybody theoretically could do it. Sorry, it's kosher, not a problem. But preparing the licht, that nobody can do but a kohen. Because really what we're doing in life is preparing. The light is from Hashem. He gives you the light. That's what Nosson says. And that's the same idea. So it all has to do with what we want. This holding us up in the Derech, right? To keep moving, keep going, keep trying, keep talking to a Zocher. This beginning of what Amalek is, they make us cold, they chill our enthusiasm. That is very, very bad. It's very, very bad. The Chazon Ish, someone asked him, can I go into the army? He said, I like to go into the army, I want to work, officially in Israel. So
the Israeli army.
Yeah, he said, what's the shot? Can you? They'll tell you you can't go to the army. What are you thinking about? She says, well, I'm afraid it'll count me up. It might call me off my Judaism. He said, Yahweh, under no circumstances can you go to the army. No way. You have to know for yourself if it's gonna, what's gonna happen. What's gonna, people have to realize this is very, very important. And many people have a very hard time understanding this. That Yiddishkeit and Kedusha is very important. It's not a little thing. It's a big thing. It's very easy to get involved and to learn about all the different things. There are many, many deep concepts and ideas in the wide world. We know the Bali Musar say, right? Chacham v'goyim tamin means Musar. There's good Musar. There's very good ethical direction in the non-Jewish world. And it's very easy to get caught up in shittas and ideas and ideologies that are actually very positive on many levels. And just to forget that, again, the non-Jewish world, their job is to build chitzonius. They're building the outer aspects. They're building the physical world, the physical. The Derech. It's Kadmon Torah, very nice, but our job is Torah, and it's much higher. Anyways, we're doing tremendous things, and every little thing we do is tremendously great and unbelievably wonderful. And we don't realize it. We just forget about it. It's very easy to forget. To forget every second. It's like the times of the minute. You do 300 words, 300 mitzvahs a say. Just hop around more and more. It's very easy to forget all about that. But we have to fight it. We have to slowly but surely work on it. We have to work very much on bitachon. Very much on bitachon. Emunah and bitachon and Hashem. Hashem's going to take care of us. And this is a big part of what Purim is about. Purim is about bitachon. They won. They beat Haman. They beat the hardest, most impossible odds through their bitachon, through the yearning, through their. That's what Nosson said. But you have bitachon, you can bring anything down. But you have to work very hard on bitachon. And that is, again, the opposite of Amalek. The Mus Chachamim. None of this stuff. None of this stuff. There's none of this stuff. There's none of this. Oh, you're cold. It's end. There's no. I don't know where I'm holding. I don't know anything. I have to work as hard as I can, whatever way I can. And I cannot, under any circumstances, let myself be dragged away. I can't let myself be dragged down. Be very, very chazak against this whole bechina, this whole inyan of Amalek, and what Amalek is. And this is the bechina of remembering. Remember who you are. Remember where you're going. Remember what you can do. Remember, not forgetting. Forgetting is the shikha. Person forgets everything. He gets confused. Gets connected to nature. Everything gets confusing and confused and gets ability. Goes crazy. What do I do? How do I pay this? What do I do this? What do I do? He doesn't understand it. You have to stay focused. You cannot lose sight of who you are, what you're here for. It's very, very easy to lose sight. We're here to bring the world, to shine light into the world. That's our job. And we have to deal with it. At a certain point, we have to be zocheh to integrate the Yetzer Hara in a positive, good way, channel this koach for good. The enthusiasm used for kedusha, use all the good things, everything good. That's our job, and that's a very, very big job. It's very easy to forget this. We have to make things happen, and it's very easy to let go of that. We have to work very hard on the bechina of what Purim is about and the bechina of what Amalek is about. Amalek is the opposite of Purim. Purim, Nosson explains that Purim is in Lashon pure. Purim is like a crumbs. We're looking for the lightest crumbs of good, and we'll be happy no matter what, and try our best to get more of them, to grab more. Try our best to understand that every crumb is so precious and so important, it's forever. It's chapara, you grab what you can. Right? And Amalek is the opposite. Amalek's like nothing. Nothing. And it's like, no, this is false. This is not real. What's real is connected to Hashem. What's real is your neshama. We all know this deep down inside us. We all understand this. We just remember. We can't remember. If you only knew that, Mr. Shah in the beginning, right? Yeah, these are all things you more or less know, but nobody really internalizes or does any of them. We know we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to have this reason, all these beautiful things, there's all this great stuff, but people are not careful because it's very hard. We have to fight, to work hard, we have to keep on trying, keep on trucking, and not let go of the derech, stay on the derech, don't go off the derech. That's the main lesson of Parshas Zachor is don't go through it. Remember, right? Zachor, remember, don't go for derech. Stay on the derech. No cold. You have to be fired. So you fire to Hashem whatever way you can, in a good balanced way, and you keep trying. And Nosson says, it's very fond of these beautiful words. He says that the Yetzer Hara is a ruch sa'ara. It's like very strong. If a strong wind, it gets you, blows you, but if you just stay strong, you'll be fine. He says, if people who fell off the derech, if they had known the words of chizuk and encouragement, they would not have fallen so far. Couldn't have fallen so far. Because then you start to realize that, no, it's important. What I do is important, and it's important. I just have to be chazak. Believe in my nikuda and go with my nikuda. So that's a little bit what Parshas Zachor is about. We want to remember. That's what it is. And this doraisa, mamash, it's a chi of doraisa, and it's not enough, as Tzaddok says, it's not enough. Great, Parshas Kiseitze, whatever. Read it then. Well, what's the problem? You have to read it now. Say it every year we say anyway. Now I have to read it. It's like, no, this is a preparation for Purim. Because Purim is again Kabbalah's Torah. And Kabbalah's Torah has its ups and downs. You want to be Kabbalah Torah, it's already this fighting. There's ups and downs. The minute you're reading out, says, the minute you want to go into over to Hashem, suddenly there's ups and downs. It's like, what's going on? What happened? I want to be good. This is the way it is. This is the map. We have to be very strong, not to let these minor barriers get in our way. We have to realize Everything you do, every move, every instinct, every motion is of eternal value. We just have to, at a certain point, we're going to be very grateful for all these things. We have to be very chazak and be very appreciative of it. Try to be happy. This Peter, I have every crumb, every good thing is an eternal connection to Hashem. So Nachman says, Chal says, it's important in many places, this idea. Every good thing you do forges an eternal connection to Hashem. It's unbreakable. Unbreakable, no matter what. You get kashas and hindus, kashas, the shas, what the sugya, what it means, this is called Nabaz, and called Ganein. I don't go into the can there answer the question? Leo even answers the question, but I don't go into the questions now. But like the bottom line is, that's the bottom line. That's what Chal says. He says every neshama needs mazon, needs life, needs sustenance. He says the difference between a Jewish and non-Jewish neshama is that a Jewish neshama will always have something that's going to give it sustenance. So non-Jewish, you have to do something. Even one thing. One, like whatever it is, it's an eternal connection to Hashem because it connects to God. Every mitzvah connects you. So that's what he explains. That's how he explains it. We have to know every peter, every crumb is very, very precious. That's what the purpose is about. Every drop of who you are, when you are, is very precious. We have to realize we have to wake it up. Which is when we're going on the Derech, it's to mechazik people, it's to give or, it's to shine in. And we have to have this in Chacham. We have to understand, we have to realize my job, I have a job here. And I want to remember that. I want to focus on that. I want to stick to that. And that's the opposite of Amalek. Everything's called, what effects you can have anyway, what can you do anyway? I can change the whole world. But first, like the Badichwa said, I have to change myself. He said, I want to change the world. I said, forget it, I can't do anything. Change the world. I'll change my country. He's like, I can't change my country. People are completely intractable. He's like, all right, I'll change my city. He's like, no, can't change my city either. Forget it. Okay, I'll change my family. Nobody's interested in changing my family either. Mm-hmm. So like I decided, you know what, I can change only myself. He said, then I changed myself, and I changed my family, I might change my city, I might change my country, I changed the world. That's really what it came down to. You want to make a big change, you have to change yourself. When you change yourself, you're able to affect everyone. You're able to do what you need to do, you're able to make things happen the way they're supposed to happen. That's what our job is. That's what we're here for. We're here in order to do our, to connect to Hashem. That's really what it's about. If you want to be connected to Hashem, it's totally your choice. Those little incremental moves where you're connecting, you learn another Seder in a little bit, you do another little bit, you try to remember Hashem here, try to remember Hashem there. Those are very, very precious and important. And Purim is the time when we took on the Torah from love and Ahava. It's a time to work very much on Simcha and to work very much on connecting to the good, every drop of good, every little good point, and not letting it slip away. Hashem shall be Zocher, or Parshas Zachor, to really remember the Mekayim the rice of remembering Amalek. Amalek messes us up, and then this casualties, we lose things, and we don't realize we're going with this Amalek, this suffix, this fear, Ram, Amalek's the Matra Ram, person who's the full guy. But the answer is Yitzchak. The answer is to break through and to overcome. Reclaiming this kuf. That's the answer. Shem shall be Zocher to. Or Parshas Zachor, preparing for the order of Purim. If Tzaddok says that Purim starts coming in Parshas Shkalim, and it goes to Parshas Chodesh, he said that's the time when you're really connecting to Hashem in the most powerful way. That's what Purim is about. We know from after Purim we start leaving the 49 levels of impurity. It's a very, very high time. And we have an absolute choice. Our choice is to start to move in different directions, start to wake up the Ratzon, to change totally, but the only suffix is not going to help you. I was speaking with someone this week. And the person was like, I have this suffix and that suffix, another suffix. And, the guys got good kashas, great kashas. I was like, these shalas are good, they're good. You're raising very important points. Right? But because it's confusing you, it's not the time now to answer these questions, because the answer is don't go there. Don't let them. Because there's a part of you that likes to be confused, so it's bringing up all sorts of muddled things. And we can talk about it another time. We'll work out the answers. There are answers. Talk about a good point. But, that's not the idea. A person has to learn, no, don't go with the subject. Don't go with Amalek. Amalek's always in the way, always trying to bother. Again, you think about the Torah, you have Amalek. We have to be very, very chazak. We have to be zocheh on this Purim to the biggest or, and we need to not to allow, under any circumstances, not to allow the bitterness of Amalek to interfere with our ability to access the awe of these beautiful times, beautiful days. Yisrael Salanta said that Purim, he said a person who has understanding can connect to Hashem on Purim more than Yom Kippur. Like the Kurzer says, how much you can get more if you only know how to. If you only know how to, if you only Zocher, you can get the highest gifts now. That's our goal, that's our trajectory, and that's our job. If that's what we want, that's what we're going to get. To be very, very chazak, to hold on to that Ratzon, to realize every good thing's forever, and chaperayim.